Today's discussion is not going to be about attractiveness explicitly, but it's definitely something that's related to it. It's how people process emotions and the difference between the sexes when it comes to processing emotion. One of the major problems in academia today is every single thing that makes men different from women is immediately considered um, something that is inherently wrong. Oh, you see, men bottle up their emotions and transmute it into anger. See, this is so wrong. Why is that wrong? Because women don't do it? Um, Now, sometimes these people just do a Squidward on us and dump their brain in a dustbin. The fundamental issue here is men and women are different on every single level. I did talk about how Tom Holden mentions that when men indeed pour out their emotions and how they feel, women they are in relationships with recoil and don't exactly show um, the same amount of empathy that they would show to women, female friends of theirs, if they opened up in the same way. You know, Men are on average considered less attractive. Again, this is proven by studies. On average, men are considered less trustworthy, and this is one of the reasons that human traffickers use women to lure in the potential victims. And this is also known as the women are wonderful effect. And not only are these two things at play, but men are also less neotenous. So, similar behavior from men would not be accepted in the same way as it is accepted from women. So, if a woman cries, goes to another woman and cries, that would incite almost maternal instinct and also kind of like a paternal instinct from a man, but it doesn't incite a similar maternal or paternal instinct from another man if a man cries. These are fundamental biological differences between men and women, which ensure that expressing emotions in the same way don't work out with equal, what do you call it? I can't really find a word for it. They don't ensure that you would have equal positive outcome. So, the only emotion that can realistically benefit men instead of having them seen as a weakling and be scorned at, and having the women recoil at them if they express those emotions, is anger. And there has been studies done on this that anger serves as a powerful motivator under extreme stress as well. Heather Stench has done extensive studies into this, and anger being that powerful motivator is the only emotion that has realistic benefits for men. That is the reason men bottle up those emotions and transmute them into anger, is because it has realistic positive outcomes for them. While with women who are seen as more neotenous, more worthy of help, more attractive, more desirable, and in general as more human, um, showing emotion, negative emotion of sadness, distress, ensures that they are helped by other men and as well as by other women. The fundamental problem with all of this is we are discussing this because there's an idea, um, you know, completely made up garbage that tells you that the world is a system that was solely set up by men, that that all of the expectations that are put on men are put on them by other men who have created this system, this quote unquote patriarchy. And as a result, all of these problems are caused by men. So men can just change it and overnight their life would get better. That is not how it works. The truth is, women were beneficiaries of this system because women could not, run their own jobs. Women could not work their own jobs and accumulate resources. So men taking the fall for them, enduring those harsh factory conditions, a world without modern transport, a world without modern medicine, antivirals, and interferons, antibiotics, Men taking the fall for them in that kind of a world kept them alive, and these expectations of men to be and in exchange for a family, women could get every single resource that there was. So these expectations were really placed by women. It also again takes away the agency of women from whatever has happened throughout human history. They could protest in the 20th century when the life of an average human being was worth that much of a fly, worth as much as that of a fly, but they could not protest earlier and ask for those rights. Why is that? Why is it that the system benefited them, and they also put those expectations on men? They put expectations on men to go to war, such as is found in the white feather movement, so they could win those wars and ensure that the resources of the country were reserved to the country itself, and those women could enjoy those resources. Roy Baumeister calls out these ideas for exactly what they are: a selective, malicious, and thoughtful misinterpretation of history with specific agendas. Truth is, women through most of human history did not align with these modern ideals of made up ideals of right and wrong, quote unquote oppression. They rather aligned with what benefited them the most. This social barter system, which they unfortunately have branded a patriarchy, is what benefited women the most for most of human history when all of these modern amenities were not at hand. And sure, women today make their own money, and when they make their own money, they can go after a minority of guys that they actually find attractive. But still, for the average guy, the only realistic option is making oodles of money in hopes that they might be getting settled for. And they have to shut up about um, the burnout that causes them, because if they open up about it all, it would end the relationship, which already has zero incentive from the woman's end, because the woman is not attracted to the guy to begin with.